Hi guys, so let's start Unit 6. The first thing we're going to learn in Unit 6 is adding and subtracting polynomials. So adding and subtracting polynomials is going to look a lot like combine like terms that we learned in Unit 1. So getting started, you should know that a polynomial is an expression with many different variables that have different exponents. For example, if you look at 1, we have 5p squared, so we have p squared, and we have 3p cubed. So polynomials, it's a lot of different terms put together. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Number 1 says 5p squared minus 3 plus 2p squared minus 3p cubed. So since we have this plus right here, oh, it's a little too large. Since we have that plus right there, that tells us we can get rid of the parentheses. So let's go ahead and rewrite this without the parentheses. So we have 5p squared minus 3 plus 2p squared minus 3p cubed. Okay? Now we're going to look for like terms. Remember, like terms mean they have the same variable. In this case, has to be the same variable with the same exponent. So for example, we have 5p squared, 2p squared. So these are the same because they both have p squareds. And then we have, let's see, then we have a negative 3, and then we have a negative 3p cubed. So we can only combine like terms. So right now we have 5p squared plus 2p squared, which is 7p squared. And then that negative 3p cubed and negative 3, we can't combine them with anything else, so this is going to be your answer. We just rewrote it. Okay, let's look at the one right below it. It's another addition one. It's just a little longer. So remember, if we see the addition, that means we can get rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 4k to the 4th plus 14 plus 3k squared minus 3k to the 4th minus 14k squared minus 8. Then I'm going to find my like terms. So I have a k to the 4th, k to the 4th. Okay, I have a k squared, and then I have some numbers. Okay, then I add all the like terms together. So let's start with the k to the 4ths. Negative 4 plus negative 3 is negative 7k to the 4. Then let's go to the k squareds. 3 plus negative 14 is negative 11k squared. And then we have 14 minus 8, and that's going to be a plus 6. So that's our answer. So very similar to combine like terms. Okay, so let's look at the other two examples. Where is it? Right here. Notice now instead of a plus, we have a minus. So before we can get rid of the parentheses, we need to distribute that negative inside the parentheses. So remember, this negative is the same thing as a negative 1. So I have a cubed minus 2a squared, and then negative 1 times 3 is negative 3a squared, and negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4a cubed. So now I got rid of the parentheses because I distributed my negative sign. Then I combine like terms. So I have 1a cubed and 4a cubed, which is going to be 5a cubed. And then I have negative 2a squared and negative 3a squared, which is negative 5a squared. My answer. Okay, let's look at the last example. Remember, if I see a negative sign, that's the same as negative 1. And I'm going to distribute it to everything inside my parentheses. So I have 3 minus 6 into the 5th minus 8 into the 4th. Negative 1 times negative 6 is plus 6 into the 4th. Negative 1 times negative 3 is plus 3n. And negative 1 times negative 8 is plus 8 into the 5th. Now I combine like terms. So I have negative 6 into the 5th and 8 into the 5th. That becomes 2 into the 5th. Then I have negative 8 into the 4th and positive 6 into the 4th, which becomes negative 2 into the 4th. 3n is all by itself, so plus 3n. And this 3 is all by itself, so plus 3. So that's my answer. So all you're doing is seeing if there is a plus sign or a minus sign. If there's a minus sign, you distribute a negative 1 inside the parentheses, and then you combine like terms with the variables that have the same exponents. Okay, so you should have wrote these notes down in your notebook. Remember, I'm going to be doing notebook check on Friday. And then go ahead and start on today's activity.